Good morning, friends. Myself, Sonone Prashant P, KBH Vidyalay and Junior College, Malegaon Camp, Malegaon. Now, in our chapter number 6, Mechanical Properties of Solid. In this chapter, we can study our new topics stress and strain. The elastic properties of a solid are described in terms of stress and strain. When a body gets deformed under an applied force, restoring force are set up initially. They can oppose the change in shape or size of the body. When the body is in equilibrium in its altered shape or size, deforming force and restoring force are equal and opposite. Now, the objective to understand the concepts of stress and strain. Now, the definition of stress. Stress is the force per unit cross sectional area when equal opposing force acts on a body. Now, in figure shows here the applied force which is applied onto the cylinder, then it will be compressed, and when we can release this force, then it will be regains its original shape. Therefore, stress is equal to the force which is applied on the particular area, so it is called as a stress. The SI units of the stress is Newton per square meter, or it is also called as a Pascal. Now, 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. The English units of stress is pound per square inch or pi and its particular value we have get 6.89 into 10 raised to 3 power Pascal, that is 6.89 kilopascal. Or we can get another definition, the restoring force per unit area set up inside a body, it is called as a stress. Therefore, the stress is equal to restoring force per unit area is equal to, that is restoring force is deforming force upon area, so deforming force it is denoted by F upon A. Now, the SI units are Newton per meter squares, insidious units are Dine per centimeter square, and its dimension formula we know the force, so here the dimension of stress M L minus 1 T minus 2. Now, the stress are three types. First are longitudinal stress, seconds are volume or bulk stress, and thirds are tangential or shearing stress. Now we can see normal stress. The definitions are, if the trace is normal to the surface, it is called as a normal trace. It is shown in figure. Here the trace should be normal to the surface, so these are called as a normal stress. Stress is always normal in case of change in length of a wire or in the case of change in volume of a body. Now, the first are longitudinal stress. or it is also called as linear trace. When a normal trace change the length of a body, then it is called longitudinal trace. So the formula of longitudinal trace is equal to deforming force of a body, that is F upon area of cross sectional, that is A. It is shown in here. When normal stress changes the length of the body, then it is called as longitudinal stress. If the force are applied along the length, it is as shown in figure, of the body, then trace is known as longitudinal stress. Therefore, the longitudinal stress is equal to F upon A, where F is deforming force acting on area capital A of the body. Here we can see a cable under the tension being stretched by the force acting at its end. This is the longitudinal or linear stress. Now our second is volume or bulk stress. When a normal stress changes the volume of the body, then it is called as volume stress. Now here the volume stress, that is equal to force upon surface area, that is F upon A. It is also called as the pressure P. Now here let F be the force which is acting perpendicular to the entire surface of the body. It is as shown in figure. It acts normally and uniformly all over. The surface area A, that is V minus dV, we have get there, of the body, such a stress which is produces change in size or but not change in shape, it is called as volume stress. Volume stress produces change in size without change in shape of the body, so it is called as hydraulic or hydrostatic volume stress. It is as shown in figure. Now here, when a normal stress changes the volume of the body, then it is also called as a volume stress. If the pressure is applied from all the sides, then pressure is referred to as volume stress. Therefore, volume stress is equal to force upon area, that is it is a pressure. Now the volume stress is equal to the pressure. Therefore, here we can see the example when a body submersible is immersed in a fluid, then the force at any points is normal to the surface submersibles, and the magnitude of the force on any small area is proportional to the area. That is, the submersible is under the actions of pressures, that is the P. Now our thirds are tangential or shearing stress. When a trace is tangential to the surface due to the applications of force parallel to the surface, then the trace is called as tangential or shearing stress. Now it is shown in figure. Therefore, the formula are shearing stress is equal to force upon area, that is F upon A. Now let here F be the tangential force which is acting on the surface area A. This force produces change in shape of the body without changing size. It is as shown in figure. Suppose the front face of cube, the force F is applied to the cube so that the bottom of the cube is fixed and only the top surface is slightly displaced. Such a force is called as tangential force. The tangential force is parallel to the top and the bottom surface of the block. The restoring force per unit area developed to the applied tangential force, it is called as shearing stress or tangential stress. The tangential force is equal to F upon A. It is as shown in figure. Now next points are strain. The ratio of change in dimension to its original dimension, so it is called as strain. The strain's formula is equal to change in dimension, that is delta L, upon original dimension, that is capital L. These are no unit quantity and dimension, so it is unitless quantity. This quantity, it is denoted by E. Therefore E is equal to dl upon capital L. Therefore strain is an unitless quantity. The strains cannot exist without stress. Now the next topic is type of strain. The strain has three types. It is depending upon the change produced in a body and the stress is applied. First are longitudinal strain, second are volume strain, and third are shearing strain. Then strain formula change in dimension upon original dimension. It has no units and dimensions. First are longitudinal strain. It is the ratio of change in length of a body to its original length. Therefore the formula are longitudinal strain is equal to change in length, that is dl. It is the change in length of the rods. It is perpendicular to the rigid support there upon original length, that is small l. The strain produced by a tensile deformation force, it is called as a tensile strain or longitudinal strains or linear strain. Therefore if small l is the original length and here delta L is the change in length due to the deforming force, then tensile strain or longitudinal strain it gets the formula delta L upon L. Now we can see a animated form longitudinal strain. The ratio of change in length to its original length, it is called as a longitudinal strain. Therefore, here the longitudinal strain is equal to change in length upon original length. Now here the change in length, it is denoted by 2E upon capital L, that is the original length. Therefore, which is shown here in figure, this is the longitudinal. But note that in longitudinal strain, stress is always perpendicular to the surface of the body. It is as shown in the arrows. Now our second points are volume strain, that is also called as bulk strain. It is the ratio of change in volume of a body to its original volume. Now a deforming force acting perpendicular to the entire surface of the body, that is shown in figure, which is produce a volume strain. Let capital V be the original volume and delta V be the change in volume due to the deforming force. Then the formula we have get volume strains is equal to change in volume, that is delta V, upon original volume, that is V, capital V. Now it is shown in animated form. Here it is the force which is applied here, then the volume should be changes. Here the volume is V and change in volume is delta V. Now V is the original volume and delta V is the change in volume. So the bulk strain or volume strains is equal to delta V upon V. The ratio of lateral displacement of upper layer to its distance from the fixed layer, that is base, is called as shearing strain. If it is denoted by theta, consider a block, the face ABCD is fixed and the tangential force F is applied on the upper layer CD. Then the block will be deformed by an angle theta. Now ABCD can be deformed shape of the block. Then the angle theta is called the shearing angle, that is theta of shearing strain. If delta L is the displacement of the upper surface and capital L is the length of the vertical edges, then we get the formula shearing strain, that is theta. It is as shown in figure. Theta is equal to delta L, that is small l, upon capital L. Now the shearing strains, that is relative displacement between the two extreme layer upon to the perpendicular distance between the layers, that is F is equal to delta X, which is shown in figure, upon capital L, that is this is the strain is due to the change in shape of the body. Now there is the relative displacement, that is delta X, of the bottom face and the top face of the cube. such a relative displacement of the two surface, it is called as shear strain. Now it is calculated as follow: F is equal to delta x upon L is equal to the tan theta, where theta it is equal to theta. When the relative displacement delta L, that is here delta x, is very small. This is the strain and stress and its types.